have a 9mm handgun.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I also think that we have an epidemic of continued gun violence. So far this year, it's not even been 360 days. We've had over 400 mass shootings. And if introducing fair and common sense gun law and reform would reduce the amount of innocent children that are senselessly losing their lives across this country, I'm going to obviously support it, and you should too. But last question, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, man.
You have a good one.
So you mentioned Charlie Kirk earlier, but you did say that he was a fascist and fascists get what they deserve, or you said something similar to that. Do you have any opinions on that?
Roll the clip. Let me see the clip of me saying that.
Well, I don't have the clip on me.
Why not?
I'm not going to pull out my phone right now.
I think the reason why you want to be able to roll the clip is because that's not what I said.
Well,
it didn't happen.
Is that what you believe or not?
Dude, you just said that. That's something that I said to you earlier on camera.
No.
So,
I meant you said that.
I just want to be clear.
Let me clarify.
Let me
say that to me.
So who did I say it to?
What?
Who did I say it to?
You said it online. You
Online?
did not say it to me, but do you believe that?
Wait, pull out your phone, roll the clip of me saying that online.
Well, what do you think about it?
No, I'm not going to answer any more questions.
You're not going to
Pull
answer
out
the
your
question.
phone and prove what you just said.
Well, can you just say that you don't think that Charlie Kirk was a fascist?
Pull out your phone and prove what you just said occurred.
Well, if I believe that...
Why aren't you willing to do that?
Well, why aren't you willing to answer the question?
Because you're unwilling to pull out your phone and prove what I just said. I believe in linear dialogue, and linear dialogue is the most productive means of conversation. And inside a linear dialogue, we go point by point. So, of course, we're going to start with the point that you made, which is on the internet. I said that Charlie Kirk is fascist and he deserves to die. How about this? It's not okay for either of us to lie.
Well, no, wait.
It's not okay for me to posit that you said on the internet that you're attracted to 15-year-old girls. And it's not okay for you to say that you saw me on the internet say that Charlie Kirk was a fascist that got what he deserved. If we're going to accurately represent one another, that can't be a one-way street. It must be a two-way street where we're both engaging in an accurate representation of each other's character, which would first start on the basis of only making accusations of the other's character when good evidence would suggest that it is true. And you admitted that you didn't have any evidence for the allegation you made against me in your claim, arguing, right, that I said he's a fascist that got what he deserved. Thereby, you do view it as a one-way street where I must correctly represent your character. Can't say you said on the internet that you're attracted to 15-year-old girls, but when it comes the other way, you gotta say whatever you want. Thank you.
You're the server.
No more questions. If you could apologize for incorrectly accusing me of arguing
Dean?
publicly on the internet that Charlie Kirk was a fascist that got what he deserved.
Dean.
Say, I'm sorry, Dean, and then I'll answer your question.
Dean, I am so... That would be ingenuous.
If you're not going to give me the 2 tiers minimum in the ukulele, how about this? Tell me what a fascist is.
What is a fascist? It's an authoritarian regime that wants to centralize control in one leader.
Okay, so in order for fascism to be true, there must only be one leader?
Well, I would say it's usually concentrated. The power
Usually.
is one leader, right?
Okay, so a concentration of power.
Well, is that an unfair definition?
Well, I mean, I think it's a workable one. So given the fact that you define fascism to include a usual concentration of power from multiple people to one person, would you argue that maybe something that we see from the Trump administration of an attempt to consolidate power to the executive branch, take it out of Congress or the Supreme Court, via his belligerent and intentional attempt to just reinterpret the case law and precedent set forth by SCOTUS surrounding the 14th Amendment and how it grants birthright citizenship to the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil through Executive Order number 14160 that he passed, attempting to basically say that they don't have birthright citizenship, trying to basically say that the Constitution's been wrong all along and I solely have the power to amend it, even though per the Constitution that's a power delegated to the near 500 people in the House of Representatives and Senate, or the power delegated to SCOTUS to
You're saying a lot of
that
stuff,
would be a representation of a quote-unquote fascistic tendency.
You said a whole lot of stuff right there.
Okay, I'll condense it down.
Do I think Trump is a fascist? No.
No. The question that I'm asking you is, given the fact that your definition of fascism was to condense power from a large body of people to a singular person, that it would be fair to represent Donald Trump's attempt to do exactly that as a fascistic tendency.
Well, you would say it's more right-leaning, but that's like calling, I don't know, every Democrat a communist, and I wouldn't do that.
Define communism.
It is, what is communism?
Yeah.
It's when the government has control.
You're gonna have to delete this part, by the way.
When the government has control over industry.
You're already wrong.
Okay.
Because you want to know why you're wrong?
Well, I don't have the exact definition.
Because under communism, there's no government. Communism, understood
Okay,
easily, is a stateless, classless, moneyless society. So of course it wouldn't be fair for you to label all Democrats as a communist when you don't even know what communism is.
Well, I wouldn't label all Democrats communists.
Well, because you don't even know what a communist is, right?
Wouldn't you consider yourself a communist?
No, I don't consider myself a communist, thank you. So, can we agree that one of the many reasons why it would be unfair for you to label all Democrats as communists is because you don't even know what a communist is?
I would disagree with that.
But I asked you what a communist is, and the first thing that you said was some implication of the existence of a government and them controlling the means of production. But I thought that we just clarified under communism there is no government because there's no state.
Well, yeah, you were right. I didn't have the definition on hand, but I still know what communism looks like.
But those two things are contradictory. You can't argue that communism is stateless, and under communism the state controls the means of production. Can you agree that that is a strict contradiction?
Dean,
Don't pivot.
I'm here, I'm a journalist. I'm not going to debate you. It was a good talk, though. Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah. I'm happy that I'm the one that scared you off. Great. Thanks for the conversation.
You didn't scare me off. We can keep talking. You want to keep talking?
Yeah. So then
Try to
answer.
play with my ego now.
Well, I mean, all that I'm saying is I think it's very fair for me to ask you here, right? Can you agree that it is explicitly contradictory to suggest that under communism, the state controls the means of production, and simultaneously under communism, there's no state at all?
Well, I would say the philosophy of communism, yeah, there's no state, but when communism is implemented, the state ends up taking all the control over production, and a lot of people die.
Are you arguing like the CCP in China?
Yeah, or the Soviet Union,
It's
right?
a really bad argument about the CCP in China. Even they say they're not communists yet.
Okay, well, did the Soviet Union say they were communists?
I'm actually not too educated on the literature surrounding the Soviet Union. I know that communists are.
So you don't know if the Soviet Union was communist or not?
Yeah, precisely. I don't know if the Soviet Union was communist or not.
So you can't answer my questions?
I'm answering your question by telling you that I don't know.
What form of government did the Soviet Union have?
I'm not too educated on the Soviet Union nor their form of government.
Okay, that's
Okay.
unfortunate, but they tried to
Yeah.
implement communism. It didn't work out, and it ended up in a system where the government had all the control over the means of production.
Well, I mean, I just find it silly that you're arguing that they try to implement something that you can't define.
I mean, you could say that, right? But like, you know, the
Well, that's fair,
philosophy of communism.
Well, I'm not sure that you do.
I mean, you don't know what form of government the Soviet Union tried to implement, so maybe read some history books.
Well, I certainly know that the Soviet Union wasn't communist because it was a state. And under communism, there is no state. Now, I think I think that a likely fair interpretation, based upon the little I do know about the Soviet Union, would be that maybe the Soviet Union was inevitably trying to achieve communism, but they failed in their attempt to achieve said form of governance. But I think the question that I asked you that you never gave, I know enough to argue that. But
you know enough
anything
to argue
beyond
that,
their
but not
specific governmental structure, like I don't know what their specific governmental structure is. I don't know like too much about like how their governmental structure interplayed with their people. I do know a lot about maybe like the atrocities that took place in the Soviet Union. Like for instance, Stalin fired a bunch of scientists from the state that had good accreditation and then replaced them with loyalists that then led to a famine and mass killing of like millions of people. I know that that's really bad. But about
In the
like
name of communism.
if he did that in the name of communism, then maybe that it does explain why so many individuals have such a bad view of communism. But ultimately, I do think that there are conceptions of communism, right, which aren't like absolutely genocidal. And although I'm not personally a communist, right, I disagree with communism. I disagree with socialism. I have like smaller, more complex disagreements. I consider myself to be a social democrat, right? I obviously don't think that saying that because Stalin killed this many people in the name of communism, that therefore communism is inherently genocidal. We just say that therefore Stalin is a fucking dumbass.
Okay. Well, what disagreements do you have with communism?
Yeah, for sure. I think under many scenarios, it's actually fair to argue for the ownership of private property. I think that there's models
Can you say
for
that?
the ownership of private property.
By
so
who?
by the people. Like I think in many scenarios, it's fair to argue that that individuals should be able to like privately own the means of production. And I know that that's something that communism would reject in all scenarios. So there's like a disagreement, right? But I think the conversation obviously gets significantly more complex than that. But I'm going to go try to find another Trump supporter to debate unless there's anything else that you wanted to ask or go over. But I will ask you, if you do want to ask or go over anything else, just ensure that I first get a genuine apology for you falsely positing that I called Charlie Kirk a fascist and argued that he got what he deserved.
Man. It's okay.
Well, I think it's not so much a demonstration of offense, but more so an ask for accountability from a group of people that have been arguing that the left must be held accountable for creating a culture in which causes political violence. But then you turn around and you get to say whatever you want, arguing that random people who never argued that Charlie Kirk got what he deserved did say that Charlie Kirk got what he deserved, knowing that in all reality that is a statement and which is not only inflammatory but could direct further potentiality of more violence directed towards myself from your peers. So it's not me like demonstrating anger, but more so just demonstrated and asked for accountability. I think it's important for us to hold ourselves accountable. Do you?
Okay, fair enough. What would you say to people who follow you, who like you, who are fans
This is a
of you,
question, not an
but-
apology.
Well, I already gave you your apology.
Oh. Okay.
What
we're
would
good.
you say? What would you say to fans of yours who do think Charlie Kirk got what they deserve?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we should all think that
dragon
political violence is wrong.
Cool. Awesome. I agree with you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dean.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Good luck. God bless.
Yeah. Nathan Rimillard.
Don't act like you don't know me, because I know you know me. You said earlier you did.
Who are you?
I'm Yankee News on social
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I know. We've talked a couple times before. I got a question for you.
Go for it.
So, what are your thoughts on American patriotism? What does it mean to be a patriot?
Proud to be an American, proud to be one of the greatest nations on earth. Proud of our freedom that we have. Other nations don't have freedoms like we do. There's other countries, even third world countries, that I think I would prefer to be born here than there. Many countries, like I said, don't have the freedoms we have. So to be patriotic and yeah.
What are the freedoms that matter the most to you?
Me personally, freedom of speech, because I'm a journalist. But again, freedom of speech is being infringed upon in the sense that us conservatives are being attacked by people on the left. We're being murdered in the streets. We're being murdered. We're being attacked for our free speech. On the previous administration, under Biden's administration, we were silenced for certain speech. So Biden was limiting speech. He told his DOJ to they were in cahoots with former X Twitter, telling them to silence posts about the Hunter Biden laptop story. For example, Charlie Kirk was killed by a leftist. So cases like that where the right is being harmed by leftist violence.
I just want to make sure that you're going to keep a consistent narrative here, because you are right. I do think that Biden's DOJ had reached out to the folks over at X, and I think that was proven by the Twitter files. But I want to make sure that you're willing to maintain your own consistency, because Donald Trump has reached out to Paramount, telling them that if they want to get an in into the Warner Brothers Netflix deal, right, then they have to promise that they'll turn CNN into some further right-leaning source. He also said, right, that perhaps it's maybe illegal to criticize him in the media, and that his FCC, chairman by Brendan Carr, should start revoking the media licenses of companies that report negatively on him. He quote-unquote said that it's illegal to take a good story and to make it bad. And I mean, this just sounds like very similar rhetoric that you're describing that we heard from the Biden-Harris administration from your own perspective. And I then think that Donald Trump really takes the cake, right, by calling for the execution of Democrats based on what they say. One thing Biden didn't do, one thing Obama didn't do, one thing that, quite frankly, I can't really think of any Democrat that has ever done, serving inside of a position of power like the presidency or Congress, is to directly and intentionally call for the death of one of your political opponents because of something that they've said. Can you give me an example of that?
So what you're saying is different than action. Rhetoric and action are two different things. So you're saying rhetoric spoken by the Trump administration saying Trump says he doesn't like certain medias, that they should be fired. That's completely different than actually silencing creators or Americans.
I asked a question. Can you answer it?
What's your question?
The question that I asked you was, one thing that Trump's done that no Democrat in power has ever done is to directly call for the execution of his political opponents because of what they had to say. I mean, 4 weeks ago, he went on Truth Social, you probably know this, and said that Democrats are seditious and traitors for telling the military to remember their oath, that they can disobey an unlawful order if one is made, and then, reposted somebody who said hang them, and then he said what they did was punishable by death. Can you name any Democrat in a serving position of power, like Congress or the presidency, that has directly and intentionally called for the death of their political opponents the same way Donald Trump did 4 weeks ago?
Okay, well, you're misconstruing what he said. He's not calling for the execution. He's saying that if they are breaking those laws, which is treason, that is what happens when you're treasonous. That's what he's only saying. He's not saying kill them. That's a complete difference. Again, you're misconstruing rhetoric and action.
It's construing.
You're misconstruing rhetoric and action. There's a difference.
I think that your interpretation of what he said is wrong and incredibly unfair. The reason why I think that
is different.
The reason why I think that your interpretation is unfair, he didn't just say, well, if it's sedition, if it's traitorous, that's punishable by death. No, he said it is seditious. Okay, then reposted somebody that said hang them. I mean, how can we be looking at the same messages, remembering the same thing, and have such a totally and wildly different conception of what happened? 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay? He said they are traitors, this is seditious, that's punishable by death, then reposted something that said, and I quote, hang them George Washington Wood.
Okay, repost is different from him saying something. And once again, if they are telling the U.S.
Is it though? I don't know.
It absolutely is.
How so?
Can I continue my point? Because I let you finish. Let's continue the thing of you finish. That's how it goes. So that's how debate goes.
My bad.
Yeah, you're good. So the point I'm trying to make is it's completely different for you to sit here and him for repost something, his rhetoric to say something, and that's not inciting any violence. I'm talking about political violence on the left and the right, and you're trying to compare the two. Action and rhetoric is different. They were calling. Hassan Piker calls, blood in the streets on all capitalists. Charlie Kirk was murdered by a leftist. People on the left were advocating for his murder. People were advocating for more murders of Republicans like him, calling us fascists and Nazis. I don't see them.
Are you describing rhetoric?
I don't see them condemning it, though.
No, because the thing is...
Everyone's condemning Donald Trump when he comes out and says something.
See, here's the thing, though, because you just got done telling me that there's a difference between action and rhetoric, and the reason why you don't care too much about what Donald Trump has said, directed towards American media outlets, directed towards, the Democrats serving in Congress, and you're describing that you don't really care too much because it's not action, it's rhetoric. But then you turn around and then you start criticizing Democrats and people on the left like Hassan Piker, not for what they've done, but for what they've said. I think that's very hypocritical. And what that tells me is that you really only care about dangerous rhetoric when you think it's coming from people on the left. But then as soon as it's coming from the most powerful man alive, the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, you could care less and you write it off. You actually justified it by arguing that he was just truly describing what the punishment for this crime is. It is true, and you can argue that it isn't, or you wouldn't justify it.
No, I'm saying some of the rhetoric that Trump spews has been condemned. In recent light, Rob Reiner, everyone on the right is condemning what he said about Rob Reiner. For one. For two, I'm saying this rhetoric is insightful, which has incited people like Charlie Kirk being assassinated. That is an action. Charlie Kirk was assassinated by a leftist. Lunatic. That's an action.
Okay, so you're right. It was an action.
That was a leftist lunatic who killed Charlie Kirk?
Well, I'm not familiar with his political ideology.
Really?
But what I will say is that, sure, it's probably more likely that they were on the left than the right. I think that's only fair to say, but once again, I'm really not too sure. I haven't really done too much research into Tyler Robinson. Well, I think that being a furry doesn't automatically make you on the left. There's plenty Nazi furries out there. In fact, there was just recently a Republican running for office in Indiana that got exposed as to being into gay Nazi furry porn. So there's just, something for consideration there. Now, but you did say that rhetoric matters when it is insightful. Be honest. When Donald Trump called for the execution of those Democrats, do you think that rhetoric could have incited violence against them?
Absolutely not, because again, I don't think he's calling for the execution. I think he's stating if they are being treasonous, if his lawmakers find out that they're being treasonous in that manner, that is what happens when you commit treason. I don't say he's not calling for it.
He said this is what they did is punishable by death, then reposted a message that said hang them. It is. What's going on, man? So if saying that what they did is punishable by death and then retweeted saying hang them isn't rhetoric that could incite violence, then what is rhetoric that could incite violence?
Sure. So again, rhetoric that incites violence is like calling people on the right Nazis and fascists, because the only way to take out Nazis and fascists are to kill them, because they're in so much power that you can't do anything to stop them from taking away your rights or my rights other than fighting back.
So you think that it's more insightful to call somebody a fascist than it would be to say we need to hang them?
Absolutely, because it's more insightful. Yeah, it's more insightful in the manner that we're Republicans. We're not actually fascists. And they are actually committing treason by telling U.S. forces to disobey the administration and the government. That's what they're...
It's treasonous. What did they swear an oath to? Defend the Constitution from enemies, foreign and abroad. And quite frankly, inside of the oath that they took to uphold the Constitution, it's made clear that you were supposed to follow the law and act in accordance with that Constitution. And if an order that you're granted by a superior is not in accordance with the law, then disregard the order and follow the law. And now you're suggesting that it's treasonous, right, to tell our military to uphold the Constitution and to disobey any unlawful order if one is made. Thereby, you think the oath that they took to uphold the Constitution is treasonous and has been since it was conceived of, since it says the same thing. Why is it treasonous to tell our military that if our president makes an unlawful order, they don't have to follow it? Be very specific.
Because they are not doing anything unconstitutional on the orders of the president's administration.
That's not true.
Like what? Say something.
Executive Order number 14160 was unconstitutional.
And how is that unconstitutional?
Because it tried to take birthright citizenship away from the children born to undocumented immigrants on American soil when they've had that right guaranteed to them since the ratification of the 14th in 1868.
We're not talking about immigration. We're talking about the military. What is the president or his administration directed them to do that was unconstitutional?
You just said that the administration hasn't done anything unconstitutional. I give you an example, then you narrow the scope.
US military. I said, what is the president or the U.S. The administration directed the U.S. military to do that was unconstitutional?
For sure. If you could concede the scope, it was just changed because you said the administration hasn't done anything unconstitutional,
Playback.
right?
Playback.
And,
Didn't say that.
and then you go on to say you said that the administration hasn't done anything unconstitutional. Then I give you an example, then you narrow the scope. I think that's very interesting. But in
don't even talk
specific,
about US
but in
military.
but in
Spit it
specific,
out.
but in
Spit it out.
specific response to your question, I do remember this was maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. I think that there was a suggestion by Trump to the National Guard to function as a domestic law enforcement agency to make arrests. Unless there's a declared insurrection, that's in violation of the Posse Comitatus Act of the 19th century. And the if is important because has there been a declared insurrection?
Absolutely not.
Right?
Okay, but you're saying if, but they're not making arrests, are they?
Okay. Well, I mean, actually, we have seen a couple isolated instances of members of our military putting people in cuffs, plus the directive on the own is what is unconstitutional, and that's specifically what you asked me for.
America is going head-to-head against countries all around the globe to see which nation has the best builders in Minecraft, starting with the United Kingdom.
All my people put your hands up, we just wanna party for the night, better stand up.
Zentoa, show us around the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's a shrunk-down version of London.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, Big Ben.
There's so many British people.
That's us, watch you move, not like cattle to the truth.
How many people helped you build this?
There was 14 of us all in total.
Is that giant Ferris wheel?
That is the London Eye.
Ooh, can I ride in this?
I don't think this is functional.
Aw,
Why is the water brown?
There's a problem in London with sewage.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I'm swimming.
Tia, get out of the water.
this bridge looks amazing.
And then there's the House of Parliament near Westminster Bridge. In real life, it's just that big.
I'll give it to you. The park is very beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. This is Westminster Abbey, so it's actually the original buried place of kings and queens.
Can we go inside?
All right, let's see what the inside looks like. Oh, it's hollow.
Oh my gosh. Come look at the face of the queen right now.
God, this is horrifying.
Oh, I'm gonna have nightmares.
This is so scary.
All right. Thank you for showing us around the United Kingdom. Let's vote. On a scale of 1 to 10-ish, what do you rate this United Kingdom building?
I'll give this a solid 7 out of 10.
We can't go inside the buildings. I'm probably gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10.
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
I give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Zentoa, you are currently in the lead for a custom trophy that proves you are the best Minecraft builder on Earth. Let's see if that holds at the end of this video. Next country. Welcome to Argentina.
Yo, what's up? This is the entrance. This is like a frame for a painting.
Such a beautiful entrance.
Everyone go explore.
I'm going to the soccer field. This is Boca soccer team.
Wow, they got their own stadium.
Whoa! Look at the billboards in the stadium.
They put Feastables up, bro. That's awesome.
They got Nolan, they got Chandler, they got Carl, and they got me. They got everyone, literally everyone.
How do you miss me right now? This is crazy. This is where I should be, right here.
Yeah, it turned out you're on the billboard.
I'm on the billboard!
Oh my gosh.
It's messy.
Your build is phenomenal.
The comments are gonna go crazy.
The buildings have interiors.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, every building has an interior here.
First impressions, United Kingdom for reference, there's not a single inside to any of the buildings.
Oh my. On top of the lantern, you have a room for singers so that the voices flow down the entire room from the ceiling.
Wow. Oh my, are these waterfalls?
Oh, this is incredible.
Dude, they have a capybara.
He got a jaguar up there.
They built Jimmy. He's dancing.
This is Jimmy?
If this is me,
Who is this woman?
my fiance has blonde hair. Whoa, Pepe, are you trying to get me in trouble?
Hey, Tariq, we should get out of here.
Yeah. Ish, let's go look at Messi again.
All right, I've seen what I need to see. Let's rate Argentina. Ish, kick us off.
Let me think. I'm between two.
A rating of 2?
No, I'm between two numbers right now. I think I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10.
Listen, I love this build, but the only thing that's missing for me is my picture on the Feastables billboard. For that, I'm gonna have to give you an 8 out of 10.
I loved being able to explore the inside of the building. You showed how it works. That's awesome. I give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9, which gives them a total score of 34. Argentina's in the lead. Let's see if the next country changes it.
Thank you.
All right, welcome everybody to the Netherlands.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you.
This doesn't look like the Netherlands.
What's going on?
Well, we're in the Netherlands, so I figured we'd start with the nether.
Okay.
Follow the arrows.
You made an entire nether just for one pun.
And then we go up above through the water. Whose crotch am I looking at?
Who is this man?
Can you guess who it is?
He looks like some kind of artist.
Is it Van Gogh?
Absolutely right.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's the guy that draws the Starry Night, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? This bunny over here.
It's a famous Dutch icon. This is what we call the boulder. It's a man-made landscape. That's what we're known for.
So you terraformed all these rivers?
Yeah, so basically we created land from the sea.
This might be the most impressive texturing of ground I've ever seen.
This place is crazy.
What about these fields underneath the cow?
The Netherlands is known for the tulips. We have a lot of really big tulip fields.
Hey, no wonder my game was lagging. This is like 2 million tulips.
They have the ceramics too.
Yeah, you actually put a pattern on the wall. That's creative.
These are our tiles. They're called Delft's Blauw. If you look closely enough, you'll see a recognizable logo.
Whoa, the Beast logo.
We made it on the wall. You remember when we actually went to the Netherlands?
The last time we went to the Netherlands was to fly in a hot air balloon. Play clip.
He got one in here. This is crazy.
I see a navy. Back in history, didn't the Netherlands have like the most fierce navy on the planet?
Yeah, this is called the VOC. This is the Dutch East India Company. In the 1600s, this was the wealthiest company in history.
Wow. I just love the small details. You made birds out of a lever and a tripwire hook. That's all it took.
Guys, TP to me. You have to see this.
Nolan's Bomb Street.
This is awesome.
Just for that, I'll give you an extra half a point when it comes to voting.
Look at this restaurant.
Oh yeah, and everything has interiors as well.
One thing I really like about builds is when I can walk around and things just feel very realistic. Besides the giant dude's crotch above me again.
Oh, guys, yeah, do not look up.
Oh my gosh.
No, babe!
No!
I'm never inviting my fiance back to Minecraft.
You guys killed it. This had some of the most beautiful texturing I've ever seen. The grass, absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna give this an 8.5.
You had a lot of colors. You had Van Gogh, you had the cow, the bunnies. I'm gonna give this also an 8.5.
Very nice.
I thought it looked amazing. I think you represented the culture really well. I would like to also give it an 8.5.
I'm giving it 8.5. I think that's a fair score. You're currently tied with Argentina for the lead.
Wow.
Let's go.
We'll address that if no one beats their score. Let's head to the next country.
Hi, Colo.
Hey everyone. First, I want to make you a question. Are you hungry?
Actually, a little bit, yeah.
I'm always hungry.
Yeah, let me make you a gift, a little gift. Arepas from Colombia.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yay.
Arepa, delicioso.
And next to the arepas is the bandeja paisa, where we have some pork, egg, avocado, beans, and rice.
This looks amazing. I've never seen coffee this dark.
Colombia is one of the biggest producers from coffee. Okay, let's move to the next part. Famous people from Colombia.
Oh, I see. Okay, who's this?
The most famous player from Colombia, Garcia Marquez. The next people here is James, famous soccer player from Colombia.
Wait, is this Shakira?
Yeah, it's the real one.
Are you trying to
Help! Help!
This is the Comuna 13. It is one of the most colorful neighborhoods from Colombia.
I want to move in here.
Wait, is this the Mr. Beast team? Madge made the Mr. Beast team and Tariq did it?
How is this possible? I spent my whole life here.
This is some of the folklore from Colombia. The typical dances. Some of the typical music that we play with dresses is the vallenato.
Notice how all the builders, these people here really love their countries. Kahlo, it's very colorful, very beautiful, and most importantly, there's a lot of effort. I'm gonna give it a 9. I think you guys did an exceptional job.
Every single part of this build is full of life and full of vibrant colors. This is just fully amazing. I'm giving this a 9.
Okay, copy my number, that's fine.
Jimmy, says you.
I honestly think you couldn't have done much else. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Whoa!
Wow.
Our first 10!
Return the crown, butcher, or I will carve it from your face. Keep a weather eye out.
Only existence can sate your hunger, Choga.
The long COVID. It's probably the norovirus. Wait, but he's already here. He already knows.
Who? Loki, I forgot I came in here.
Oh.
Luckily,
And I was like, wait, maybe he's already here.
if you didn't message me, I would have freaked the fuck out.
Oh. Surprise!
I would have fucking jumped.
Jump scare. You have cadets today?
No, I bailed.
Oh, on cadets?
Long. Yep.
Oh.
Bye, bitch. No, I got someone else to cover or to supervise. My band assistant band officer, because I have one apparently.
You have one, but you never use one.
Yeah, because they're always busy or they always seem busy, so I never ask. I feel bad. Oh. Just watch yourself.
I don't want to watch myself.
Why not?
Because I already watching myself play in real time.
Just pretend it's someone else.
Dude, this guy sucks.
What the hell is this one?
Watcher.
Is he working right now? No. Lame.
That's what I'm saying.
Just quit, man. Just quit.
I was wondering what you guys get.
Oh, we just went to number one beef noodle next doors. Have you been before?
I don't think so. It's not like Uno beef, right? Different?
No, it's a different restaurant. But it's like right across the street. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's not bad. We can go next week. Maybe.
Sword, 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 sword. Sword,
Oh.
sword. Sword, sword. Sword. Please work. A QSS? Sure. QSS.
Fate made you. I will unmake you.
Sunfire.
Bruh.
Where's my screen?
No.
Jeweled lotus. Big grab.
No.
Okay.
My goodness. It's already a GG's.
GG's already?
Yep.
Gone is the future.
Oh, Cyan! You escaped too? And you're here with me.
QSS.
Thanks, FF. I should just FF.
I wield the abyss.
Should just FF.
Fear the void sting.
I took hard commit and then I got Arcanist.
Oh, that's not very good.
Yeah. What do I even do with that?
FF.
Exactly.
Justice!
Still no stream.
Stream yourself.
I am streaming myself. Oh, my cloak.
My shield is here for you.
Holy fuck, that was so bad. Kaiser! Bang 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 bang. Oh! That's pretty good.
No worry, me, doctor.
Oh, that's pretty good for me. Juggernaut. Big jugs. You like big jugs?
Oh,
The big jug.
oh.
The fucking the Shavana. The Cho'Gath.
Uh-huh.
Big jugs. This guy is
Right.
a rat. Okay. I'm just trying to live my life.
I do not like you.
Arcanist
Oh
Sona.
my god, the Tito. The 6 Yordles.
Arcanist Sona reroll. How about that?
That does not sound very good. Sona's not an arc.
I put the emblem on her.
Oh. Might be cooking.
Cooking. Cooked.
Cook.
Cooked.
I'm not hitting shit. 2 out of 4. Oh, 1.
Am I even gonna beat these Krugs? I don't know.
A spear. A rod. What the fuck?
The dragon nears.
Mix, mix, swirl, mix.
Fucking roll, man. What the fuck am I doing? Reading like I have fucking a billion HP to spare.
Dr. Singe,
Me.
me big fan, ate all your books.
Have you seen my bear Tivers?
Slow roll on 5. Earth's Gambit.
Demacia!
I've been to the void and back.
Dog bear.
Tremble at no worry, me, doctor. My forge is my home.
Well, I should have taken Earth's Gambit. Fuck.
The spat.
Yeah. And then I can get 2 Arcanists.
God, you're cooking.
Spat player.
No.
Oh.
Italy reroll. Third pick. The keg of steak. No one needs to shut up. Shabanatu. Shabanatu. Attack fighter.
On wings of
Shabanatu.
fury.
Spell your spat. Vanquisher. Vanquisher emblem.
Vanquish your mom.
Vanquisher emblem.
For the cause!
12. 12 notifications.
Holy shit, you're popular.
No, I'm not.
That's their 12
People are just
notifications.
12 WhatsApp notifications.
That can't be that good.
I don't think that's any better.
I mean, at least WhatsApp is like, it could be your buddies or something.
Well, it's Cadet.
The cadet WhatsApp. Holy shit, the 8 Yordles. Oh lord.
Good luck, buddy.
That guy is kind of strong. Cannon 3-star. That's not very good. Oh my god, the Yordles. I'm 1 HP.
guns blazing. Not here.
I threw.
Well.
Why did I throw? I'm Heartstuck Gold 2. I'm so shit at this game, man. Here, you can also have a stream. Double stream. Last two players gain 70 gold. Epic fight.
Protect the faithful.
A symphony of justice.
Noxians treat killing as a sport. It is an art.
Quiet, please.
I alone decide my fate.
An icon doesn't have to explain himself.
Galio 2, Demacia, I forget.
No, I think it's just one. Or two, I don't know.
Wait. Oh, you just have to hold Galio.
Yeah, he's in the throne.
Right. Just keep him in the back. Where is my Lux? Items on Zillion or Lux 1?
Mana items on Zillion, but AP items
You helped lock me away. You tried to stop my work. My heart cannot be contained.
Tread carefully.
Garen 3? Me? No. No, I have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 Garens. 6, 7 Garens. 6-7 cans. Oh, they only take so much damage. Wow.
Gotta get the fast 9 zillion. Fast 10 zillion.
Yeah, I have a. I'm holding an Annie for 9, so then I have 4 Arcanists because I have an emblem. But should I just go?
If you put Tibbers in,
What?
he one, or another one.
Really?
Yeah, Tibbers is his own Arcanist.
Oh, right. But I'm probably not going to put Tibbers in. Who do I put Tibbers in place of? Okay, whatever. I'm dead.
He thought he could sense
Well, I have one more.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Wayne, your next augment is 1 tier lower. That is
Oh.
such a shit augment. Brown pulls bad.
4, 2, 2, 3, 4.
Bang. A vein 2? That's not very
Oh. Got terrible items. These are terrible.
Right in the blinkers.
There is no drama in a peaceful death. Follow me, friends. My shield is here for you.
Ziggs.
Okay, this is so not very good. I'm down to FF. What the hell? How is this even possible?
Wrong move.
Anyone down to FF with me?
Yeah.
What the heck? I got scammed.
Oh.
I got slamming and then prismatic destiny into Pandora's item. Okay. That cannot be very good. Nautilus 2, that's pretty good. Are you Nara already? Okay.
A fuggler. You should get one.
My spirit may be rooted in Ionia, but my duty
Yep.
is to Demacia.
What is a fuggler?
Look it up. You don't know what a fuggler is?
I don't think I want to know what a fuggler is.
What do you mean? It's just a fuggler.
Chat, what is a fuggler?
And just look in the mirror.
Okay.
Lol. Lol.
Affilio's a reroll. What the fuck was that? Targeting.
Embrace the fight for the dream of Demacia.
Her goes to the sauna every single day. My dad had her for Secret Santa, and I can show you the hat that he ordered for her from Lithuania that took 2 months to ship. I think I'm gonna get into sauna. My sister goes to the sauna every.
Every night, at dinner, be there. Every birthday party, I'll be there. Every Christmas, I'll be there. Every night, at dinner.
There is no drama in a peaceful death.
Witness the strength of Noxus.
Follow me, friends.
Watch the movie for next, but I could not relax because you can see you're shaking. I'm scared. I'm holding to the side.
This land of our enemies once more.
I stand at your side once more, Yunara.
Embrace.
Imagine sitting in business class.
Another branch through.
First time in a long time.
Three random Utah. Spatula.
In the hats live life without your need me. The days will all be empty. That's what in the picking up with the soy milk. I really.
You ready?
I aim to purify.
What the fuck?
My journey's only beginning. The dragon nears.
Am I trolling? Probably.
There is no drama in a peaceful death.
Val swarm. My fervor unbound. Wrong move.
There is no drama in a peaceful death.
Someone hold my coat.
Oh. 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 Yuck. Yuck. Goofy, bro. Goofy The goofy
Stuff is so big now. What's happening? SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Spongy Babu-san. Do you remember Glove World?
Do I ever Glove World?
Do you remember Glove World?
Yeah, I do remember Glove World.
Look at this. Look at this bag.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
It's actually kind of cute.
I thought I just a second I thought Glove World was when they were
Gloving.
It was the one where no, it was the one where like they go off the egg and then it's like
Oh, Rock Bottom.
yeah, Rock Bottom.
Oh, yeah,
You already
it's-
know all the fucking names.
Dude, I've seen like every. What the hell is that? I've seen like every SpongeBob episode like twice over. That's legit all I had to watch.
I'm pretty sure I could remember a lot.
But yes.
A lot more than I think I would give myself.
Yeah.
Further from the place I once called
I think so too. Because I didn't have any of the extra channels. I just had the free one. So YouTube, I mean not YouTube, YTV. And then all YTV played was SpongeBob. Wait, continue to say. Oh my god, wait, Glove World was in the Rock Bottom episode though.
That was the same episode?
Not in this, not the full, it was just like referenced.
Like the same episode.
SpongeBob and Patrick are shown outside of Glove World. Patrick is licking a glove treat and SpongeBob is holding. Oh yes, because they're trying to get home. And he's holding his glove. He has a glove hat on in Rock Bottom. Yes, I remember. Oh my god, SpongeBob's so good. There's actually a lot of Glove World episodes. Apparently. The Salty Spittoon? Is that what it was called?
Salty Spittoon?
Yeah. Was that an episode or was that the movie?
I'm pretty sure it was an episode.
Oh. Because I just think of Weenie Hut Jr.
by the blood of my father, I will
But then Weenie Hut Jr. was in the movie.
Was it?
I think so. I don't know. Wheaty. What am I doing? Oh, 2 Yordles? I'm going Yordles. 2 Yordles means go Yordles.
Right.
Yep. Eternal Pact. Or Luden's Tempest. Probably Luden's, right? Whatever.
Timbers 2. Kindred 2.
The never ending midnight sun. SpongeBob side characters. I like the old man. Like the regular NPC old man. Hold on. Just look in the mirror. Lol. Oldie. Unk.
The dragon nears.
Embrace the cosmos.
All your life has led to this moment.
Teemo or Tristana?
Wuju style.
Mm. Okay, but looking at all these side characters, I actually don't know if I know all of them. Oh my god, Janet. Do you remember Patrick's fake parents?
Yeah.
Oh my
They're
god.
like, oh wait, we're not actually your parents.
We don't have a son.
The biggest gaslight of the century.
That's so funny.
A Shavana. Shavana. Okay. Last of the stop. Sure.
Shake the pillars of heaven.
Oh my god, the tanning episode. Oh my god, our girly teen girl. And the cucumber guy.
My journey's only beginning.
Not here, not yet.
How the fuck is this guy so stronger than me, man? Match.
It must be done.
Witness the strength of Noxus.
On
Where is my Teemo?
I would rather cup with myself.
Is your matcha good? Is it ceremonial grade? Is it ceremonial matcha? Like, why? Does that mean it's like blessed? Can I have an iced matcha latte? Can you do half almond and half oat milk? I almond and live on the edge. We're starting over. I can't. I just can't. Is your matcha good? Is it ceremonial grade?
Jimmy Dipping. No. Oh my god, I don't want Blitzcrank, please. I've had a Blitzcrank in every single shop. What is happening? He had a tattoo of the Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman.
Oh, great, there's two more Yordle players.
Everyone playing Yordles.
Why?
Tomorrow's the last of my worries. Start with a 2-star, 1 costume. A Kog'Maw. Very good. Jin, Olivia, Jin, Sona, Diego, Chen. Oh! Kog'Maw.
Protect the faithful.
Bow your head or lose it.
Find me greater foes. Obey void. When does the killing start?
Exterminate. Exterminate.
What the hell? This guy has 3 duplicators.
You are a foul creation, born from ignorance.
This guy's a Yunara on 6. Great.
Let's settle the score.
All or nothing. Tough luck, Malcolm.
They picked the wrong fight.
I got this.
Everyone's a hero till you shoot off a leg or two.
Simmer down, hotshot.
So let me ask you this: if the other person was also a pedophile, but said, "I'm going to blow up the country," who are you picking in that case between those two people?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd pick
No,
the.
I'm just asking.
No, that's a good question. If they were both a pedophile, gun to my head, I had to choose one. I'd let the gun go off. But good thing I don't have to do that, considering the fact that Kamala Harris wasn't a pedophile. What's a man?
Yeah, I gotta know that first.
Well, I mean,
Fine term.
so I think that gender identity is something unrelated to one's own biology, of course, which
So
shouldn't
what is a
surprise you. I define a man as an adult human individual pertaining to particular social characteristics that are typical that of the male sex.
You realize that was definitionally a circular argument, right? You know what that is? You're a debater.
I
believe
do
in
know what circularity is, and no, that's not a circular definition.
Define man without going into science is definitionally circular. Social traits that are manly are what make men. Is that a circular definition, you think?
Wait, so if it's circular to define a man as a male, then this means that your definition of a man is not an adult human male, right?
Except for I can define the word male, you're talking about social traits.
You think I can't define the word male?
I'm sure you can, but you use social traits. What are the social traits?
No. Well, the thing is, the word male is defined by, your chromosomes, your phenotypical sex traits, so on and so forth. So when I'm using the word male inside of my definition of what a man is in order to understand, what a male is, it's not going to be circular because my definition of what a male is different than what my definition of what a man is. So once again, I'm asking you, what was the circularity in the position that I provided by defining a man as an adult human individual that pertains to the typical social characteristics of that of the male sex? Maybe you could argue that I wouldn't be able to identify what those particular social characteristics are, but I don't think that you would be able to argue that my definition is circular.
I think I can because you just added social traits as the understanding qualifier. No longer is it about the biology. If we're talking about male as a biological understanding, it wouldn't be circular. And if you can concur right here that a man is only the biological components...
The way that I'm using the word male in that definition is factored off of the biology.
As part of the definition.
Wait, I'm saying the social traits that are typical of this biological sex.
Okay, so when we're talking about men, just to clarify, we're talking about a human male biologically that has certain social traits.
So that's how you define the word, is by adult human male. So I said that a male, more so a man, is an adult human individual that pertains to the social characteristics typical that of the male sex. So you could argue that my definition is weak because I wouldn't be able to tell you what those social characteristics are, and we could get into that and have a conversation about a bunch of different things. But you can't argue that it's circular. A circular definition of the word man is like, you could define a man as a man. A circular definition of the word woman is you could define a woman as a woman. But my definition isn't invoking the word man inside of the definition of the word man, therefore it's not circular.
Except for you're using male interchangeably because you're qualifying it as social characteristics.
No, I'm saying the social characteristics typical of males.
But you use that in the definition of the word man.
Exactly, the same way you use the word male in the definition of the word man. What are you getting at?
But I talk about the biological characteristics of a
And I'm talking about the social characteristics, right? So you could argue that you disagree with me because I'm in reference to social characteristics and you're in reference to biological ones, but that doesn't mean that my definition is circular. Very similar to that doesn't mean that your definition is circular. Circularity is when you try to self-imply X. You're saying X is true because X is true.
Right.
Okay? Or X is true because of Y, and Y is true because X is true. But I'm not arguing using circular logic.
Let me ask you something. So when you use subjectivity as your basis for your definition, which you've already admitted probably isn't that definable, when you use subjectivity that is typical of the male, socially speaking...
Linguistics are subjective.
That's not necessarily true.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Okay, give me a word that has a definition that's objectively true.
God.
Wait, so the way that we define the word God is objective?
Certainly, yeah.
Okay, do you know what objectivity is?
Certainly.
Define objective.
Objective means having meaning that is tangible, understandable, observable, and never changes.
That's not necessarily true. If something is objective, it means that it's true independent of a mind or a stance. Okay? Right? And the way that we use the word God is not true independent of a mind or a stance, because the language that we use to refer to God is completely dependent upon our minds and our creation of said word.
Oh, no.
Now,
No, it isn't.
I think that we need to be very careful here, because I'm not arguing from the Christian worldview God wouldn't exist if we didn't exist. I'm just arguing from the Christian worldview that God would still exist, but the language that we use to refer to him wouldn't if we didn't exist.
Okay, so your point is your definition is allowed to be subjective because language is, even though the thing that you're defining itself may be objective. Is that what you're saying?
No. The thing is that all language is always subjective. Language is like inherently reliant on the mind. people with minds speak language, and then language is only valuable insofar as what its social utility is. Okay, the only like, what's your name?
Michael.
Michael. So when I say hi, Michael, nice to meet you. Okay, that's promoting the message that I'm pleased by having a conversation with you, running across to you on the street, and it is nice to meet you. Now, would those words mean absolutely anything if we never learned English, if English never existed?
I think you're confusing ambiguity with objectivity and subjectivity. I think you're saying because language changes in the way that we use accents and the way that we use words and the way we communicate those things means those things aren't objective. I think that being ambiguous and things changing over time is different from having an objective.
Let me find an easier way to describe this to you. Who's language created by?
People.
So language is created by the mind, so then it's dependent on the mind.
No, because language refers to things that are outside of the mind, even though you're using the mind to describe.
But we're not talking about the object.
I asked a minute ago.
We're not talking about the object that language can refer to. We're talking about the language in of itself. All language is subjective.
Let me ask you this: can we concur then that a male is an objective, unchangeable thing, but the language that you might use to define that's subjective?
Yeah, no shit.
Well, you say no shit, but that's literally what 99% of your peers argue.
No, they argue that not that being a male is not rooted within biology. They say that being a man's not rooted in biology, and there's a distinction between the use of the word man and the word male.
That's why when we started the conversation, when you were going to ask your first question, I asked you to find the word man because I knew it would ultimately end up after like 30 minutes of you like rambling on about circularity and objectivity. It would wind up with you admitting that you don't define it merely as a male. It's purely social characteristics that may be typical of a male, which we don't know what that looks like, but it doesn't have to be.
That was the definition that I gave you in the first 60 seconds.
Exactly, and that's my whole point. So what does that mean?
Wait, okay, so your whole point is getting me to give you my definition of the word man.
My whole point is trying to make sure that we understand that when you say man, you're not referring to a biological male. You're referring to something that is subjective.
Check this out.
You can't understand.
Check this out, though. Because I don't want to have to convince you that trans men are men in order to get your thoughts on Donald Trump exploiting women. So when I engage in conversations like this, I don't mind operating off of the pre-assumption of your definitions of the word man and woman, just for like utility.
Okay.
It maximize. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Would you ever? Do you think it's wrong for a man to go into private women-only spaces?
In general.
In general?
Yeah.
What about when that man goes into that space to exploit the people inside? All that I'm asking you is, let's just say, for example, a man were to unconsensually walk into a private woman's dressing room to look at the naked bodies of the people inside, would that be wrong?
Yes.
Okay. And if a man were to do that, what should their punishment be?
I think that would depend on what the court deems. I mean, sentencing is rather subjective when it comes to rule of law.
What do you think is fair? Like, I think that exploitation like that, I'm really far against it. They should be, you know.
Oh, I guarantee you I'm further against it than you are in terms of sentencing. Like, if I were a judge and I had, ubiquitous authority to do whatever I wanted, that guy would probably get the death penalty.
Okay, so if a man were to walk into a private woman's only space and look at the naked...
In a criminal court, yeah.
Okay, so if you knew for sure that a man had walked into a private woman's only space to look at the naked women inside unconsensually,
yeah,
and you knew that for sure, you'd argue that they should die.
I would argue that if we had the proper culture, they should die. Obviously, we can't grandfather people in that did it, say, 20 years ago or 10 years ago. That's not how law works. If I make a law today that, guys that like other dudes get stoned, well, that's not fair to you. So you understand that we have to have some level of not grandfathering people in when we make new law. So yeah, I think the sentence should be death, but we can't apply that cross to people who did something, say, 20 years ago. Is that fair?
Well, I think that was funny. But no, so the retroactive application of applicability of laws, right, is definitely a conversation that we probably agree on. In many scenarios, it's hard to do so. In many scenarios, I also think it's justified. Think about the retroactive application of the two Geneva Conventions during the Nuremberg trials. Like, I'd say that was fair. But what I'd argue here is, regardless of what we'd want legally, I'm still saying, like, idealistically, right? If a man were to exploit a woman, if a man were to unconsensually walk into their dressing room while they're changing and look at them, idealistically, we could agree that that man, is somebody that we shouldn't look up to, is somebody that we should throw in jail, and idealistically is somebody that we both agree should die.
But I think we kind of agree at least that there should be some sort of sentence. I don't believe in prison.
Can we agree that that sentence wouldn't include making them president and giving them access to the governance of the most powerful country in the history of planet Earth as we know it?
Do we live in an oligarchy or a republic where people decide that answer?
Well, it's a constitutional republic, but I'm asking for your position.
My position? No, I don't. I don't in general think so.
Okay, so if Donald,
it depends. I think the time.
so if Donald Trump exploited women and girls by walking in their dressing rooms and looking at them while they're naked, would you still support him?
If I, independently of people's witness testimony, whose those I did not trust, could verify that as a fact, I wouldn't vote for him. No.
Would you say that fair verification for that fact would be an admission of guilt from Trump?
That would depend on what the admission of guilt looked like. Yeah, certainly.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that admission of guilt can look like different things. For example, if you and I say we were actually best friends.
He just said that. What if he just said that, hey guys, I did this?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to get to that. So say you and I are actually best friends. We're pretty close in age. How old are you? 24, 23?
21.
20. Oh, awesome. You're doing phenomenal. I'm 24 years old. We could be friends in some universe. We're out for a drink, and I'm doing the thing that stupid guys do. I don't do this, but some guys do. They're talking, and they say, hey, you should have seen what I did last weekend, yada, yada, yada. It's called locker room talk. I'm sure you understand that. Even as a liberal, I'm sure you've had your...
Well, I think that men will boast about sexual relations with women to make themselves look cool, to climb that social hierarchy of making themselves seem more powerful, attractive.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever heard a prideful, boastful, egotistical man claim to have perpetuated sexual violence like exploitation, when in all reality they hadn't done it.
Well, just because you haven't heard of it happening before, how does that mean that you're verifying that it didn't happen?
Well, I'm saying that it is the case. It seems reasonably implausible that Trump would have done this, because you know that I'm referencing the clip of him talking, unless you could give good reason why it would be plausible. Like, for instance, I'll just play you this clip. I'll just play you this clip. Here's Donald Trump talking.
Say hello with vagina. What you could also say is the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that.
Well, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They stay there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
And you're telling me it's implausible that that was a joke? Really?
Yeah.
That's your statement. That's implausible to have been a joke.
Yes.
As he's laughing saying it, again, implausible to be a joke.
Yeah, the reason why it's implausible to assume that he was joking is because at the start of the clip, Howard Stern maybe had a similar thought to yourself. Howard Stern said, shit, maybe he's joking. So then Howard Stern had him explicitly clarify that this is something he's actually done. And on top of that, considering the fact that we have corroborating witness testimony from many women and girls that he did this to, such as Mariah Belgado and 3 unnamed teens that competed at Miss Teen USA in 1997, giving the same consistent testimony, right, that this is what Donald Trump did to them. Donald Trump walked backstage, looked at them while they were naked and said, don't worry, ladies, I've seen it all before. Or unrelated women from unrelated beauty pageants in different years, like Miss Arizona in 2001 at Miss USA, a completely different pageant, saying the same exact thing, all in corroboration of one each other's testimony and in corroboration of Donald Trump's admittance of guilt. I'd say that it's not just implausible to posit that Donald Trump was joking when he made this admission, but fucking crazy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say impossible, and I was going to assume objectivity, so I was going to bully you a little bit. So here's my question, then, for all of this. He's been convicted of this, right? I gotta...
Inside of a criminal court?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, why not?
Why not?
Do we have due process here? That's a question I have.
We do have due process.
We do. So if there were independent verification that went through a court, right, not a 21-year-old's mind, that went through a court system, and he was convicted in a criminal court, then we could make some conversations about eligibility to run for office. I'll give you an example. I live in Houston, Texas.
Can I respond to that?
Can I just give you my example real quick? I live in Houston, Texas. There's a county judge who switched to Republican after they caught him, allegedly, violating campaign finance law. Switched Republican, then started calling it a witch hunt. Typical thing that, Democrats will do on occasion. It's happened quite a bit in Houston. And I've said, should he be convicted in a court of law? Not because I see all this stuff happening. Should he be convicted? I think he should never be eligible to run for office in the United States until after he dies. He should never be able to run for office again. I hold that to be true of all politicians that are convicted in criminal court of things that I think should be disqualifying. So if you can show me the criminal court conviction, I'd be happy to go there with you.
For sure. Well, see, here's my position, and I think that this is the common sense position, right? Is that criminal courts aren't the only mechanism that we have in society that can prove things to be true.
Okay.
I think that criminal courts are one of the more reliable mechanisms that we have to demonstrate that things are true, but they're not the only mechanism that we have to prove that things are true. Another mechanism that we could use to prove things to be true are our brains. And right now I'm using my brain to take the input of the information that Donald Trump is boasting about exploiting women and girls, while then also looking at the corroborating victim testimony from the teens at Miss USA and the women at Miss USA, and then considering the very simple fact that RAIN.org would tell us, which is that only 2% of perpetrators of violence end up getting full accountability in the eyes of the law, and then further yet to build on top of that, there's many reasons why the victims wouldn't have brought this forward into criminal slash civil litigation. First and foremost, considering the fact that he was their boss, he signed their checks, he furthered their career. What would the potential social repercussions be for them if they were to be publicly outspoken?
Or second of all, if I just admit that I agree with your point that all of this corroborates the possibility in your mind of it happening, because you've been talking for like 15 minutes about the same list of things. That's not even where our disagreement is. Our understanding of the purpose of this question was not whether I think Donald Trump is like the greatest man who ever lived. I don't. There's a lot of things I disagree with Donald Trump on. Your question was positing...
I mean, do you agree that he looked at these naked women unconsensually?
I agree that I would like to really finish my thought. So where we probably agree is that Donald Trump is not a great guy from a moral perspective. We can probably agree on that wholeheartedly. The question you're asking is, in terms of being able to run for office and being elected by the people of America, that is part of the equation. And when you have that conversation, then the question between mines and criminal court, that becomes a whole lot clearer as to what we need to see before we have any conversation about eligibility for office, especially when the specific time that we're in right now, what we need to elect, especially considering if you're about the primary versus the general. Once you get to the general, I know that you were obviously a Kamala Harris supporter, which is just unbelievable. But assuming that were the case, right, you have both of these as the only two options, yeah, I'm still taking Trump, even if we verified that in my or your mind.
So you're saying that you'd still take Trump as president, even if you knew that he exploited naked little girls?
What do you mean by little girls?
Minors.
How old is a minor?
Under the age of 18.
Under the age of 18. So if you're asking me for president of the U.S., well, let me ask you first, just so I get a feel of where we're at. What's your standard for what you want to see from a president? What's the standard of what you want to see in terms of actionable things?
Well, I think I have many standards, but I think the right question to ask isn't about the standards, but rather about the red lines, okay? Right? I think it's very fair to hold a red line against a president, like if they're a goddamn pedophile, if they've exploited kids, they shouldn't be running the most powerful country in the history of planet Earth. Do you agree?
Not necessarily, no. I can't agree, and I'll tell you why I can't agree. So let me ask you this. If the other person was also a pedophile, but said, I'm going to blow up the country, who are you picking in that case, between those two people?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd pick
I'm just asking.
No, that's a good question. If they were both a pedophile, gun to my head, I had to choose one, I'd let the gun go off. But good thing I don't have to do that, considering the fact that Kamala Harris wasn't a pedophile.
Right, but you're talking about red lines. That was just a mere analogy. When you talk about red lines, I actually care far more about the entirety future of my country, the future of my children and my grandchildren, the next 4th and 5th generations, than I care about what Trump was alleged to do.
No, you said if you... No, don't change it now. You said if you knew that he did this as a fact.
Oh, you're saying if there was a conviction in criminal courts. Well, then I would have either been put to death before the election ever came up. That wouldn't even be a question.
Oh, okay, but then earlier when you said even if this was verified in my own mind, I'd still support him, you're lying.
I'm saying if you got to the point where there were two options, I have...
Okay, so option number one, child Trump, or option number two, right, not child Kamala Harris. Who are you picking?
Here's your problem, is that we can all understand that there is a very clear line between somebody who's a 3-year-old, because we have lots of cases like that where I live. I cover them on the radio all the time. There's a very clear difference between a 3-year-old who gets and a 17-year-old girl who, as a joke, someone said they went and saw. If we can't acknowledge that those are two very different things, if we cannot acknowledge that there is a very clear differentiation between those two things, then I think it's all about the rhetoric for you. You talk about the subjectivity of language, and then you come over here and you say, well, he's a child, right? Like, that's the same thing as a 3-year-old getting abused by a person physically. When you're talking about a girl that could turn, say, 18 tomorrow, do you view those as the exact same thing? Honest yes or no?
So, yeah, I definitely do view the rape of anybody as disqualifying from a trait that I'd like to see in the President of the United States of America. And you're saying, and it just sounds like you're rhetorically trying to downplay the wrongness of a 65-year-old man exploiting the naked body of a kid, which I think explains the right in a nutshell. What we see is people that love to wear these masks claiming to be good people, but then the moment they're hard-pressed on these things and it's exposed that the bad person they fight against in all reality is the president they champion, they take the mask off, and now I have this 24-year-old at this turning point of it trying to convince me that maybe I think it's a little bit more wrong than I should think, right, for an older man to split a naked kid.
Rhetoric. That was all. I was just calling out your rhetoric. I didn't say that you were wrong, that it was evil. As I agreed earlier, like literally 7 minutes ago, you can watch the video back. We both probably agree that Donald Trump, from a moral perspective, is not a great man. We can probably both agree to that extensively.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't think that's enough, though. Because I don't think that, like, my dad is a great man because he divorced my mom. I don't think that...
divorce is wrong?
I don't think that...
Do you think divorce is wrong?
Yeah, I think divorce with no reason, right, is pretty...
Low-key, I
Same.
forgot Alden call.
You kind of scared me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, wait, I'm still streaming.
I'm done.
It's, I don't know. It's not good. I have a Piltover emblem and a long shot emblem and a quick striker emblem.
Okay.
What do I like? It sounds good, but I'm lost.
The dragon nears.
I'm a. Okay, I'm a. Please. I just want to live. A TG? A TG? A how? A how? That's whisper? Okay, I'm just saying random shit now.
4 region traits together. What does that mean? Like I play a Piltover and a Zon and a Shurima and a... At the same time?
Yeah, there's certain...
What the hell?
There's win outs that you can do. Yeah, there's certain win outs.
Oh.
That'll let you do it. Or like there's certain like comps that'll do it. Brock 2. Okay.
Doing. What are the win outs?
The win out is Rise. If you're playing Rise.
Wait, does Targon count as a region?
I don't know.
Oh well, I guess this comp is for Rise, so.
Oh yeah, Targon does count.
Caitlyn Vi Cannon when the Wukong Taric set Ziggs Rise. Right. And I'm gonna do that with 75 HP at 3-2.
Divorce is wrong? Do you actually believe that?
I think that divorce with no reason when kids can be morally suggested against.
There we go. It's back to the can be. I was asking you, do you think it's morally wrong for no-fault divorce when there's kids?
Yeah, in the scenario of my dad and my mom, yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering. That'd be a great thing to agree on.
Of course.
Super excited.
Or, you know, like other examples. You know, I don't think that I'm the best guy because a couple days ago maybe I lied to my friend or something like that. I don't think any of us are the best people. But I think attempting... Well,
it's okay, you lie on camera all the time.
I think that you like to say that I lie on camera all the time because you don't like the truth and you're a little bit afraid of it, and instead of engaging it with reasons, fact, and logic.
I'm shaking in my New Balances. I'm terrified, Dean, really.
Well, thank you for describing your state. That's very kind of you. But anyways, back to what I was saying, specifically on the topic of Donald Trump's exploitation of these women and girls. Okay, you said even if you knew that he did this as a fact, you'd still support him as president today, did you not?
In a specific scenario, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So you heard it here first, folks. If a immigrant enters into this country with the use of undocumented means and commits a federal misdemeanor, this guy thinks that they should be illegally deported with no due process to El Salvador, where they're beaten, tortured, and starved. But if a billionaire white guy from New York turns around and sexually exploits a woman,
My God.
Oh my god. Squeaks!
Yeah?
Lock in, Squeaks! You need to lock in.
Alright.
Oh. Okay, running, we're running.
Run,
Don't be greedy,
patience,
we're
run,
running.
run, patience. Elden Ring.
Put a dent in.
Remember,
Alive too?
we can patience. Patience. Patience.
Long perch.
Is she done? Is she done? No.
No. Oh, she's leaving. She's out. She's out.
Okay, she's out. Someone hit her.
Hit
I'm
the
out of
final
arrows.
shot.
Get her. Someone get her.
If it was the last, I live my day as if it was the last. And then all night, all summer.
Yes, one
Final
more.
shot.
Maybe one more.
I love Zara Larson. If I get a Lux on level 6, should I pivot? Lux on 6 pivot?
High five, Cupcake.
Perhaps. Oriana Carey. I didn't even know Oriana was in this game. I tried asking AI what I should do. And it told me to put my long shot emblem on my long shot. And then it told me to put in Ezreal. And I was like, Ezreal's in this game? And then it said, Ezreal, Academy Sniper. And I was like, oh?
Old news there.
Academy? And then, but then it says, where is that? It says, in TFT set 13, is this set 13? A devastating Enforcer flex board. Enforcer Sniper Quick Striker. There's not even any Enforcers. What?
I fight for the dream of Demacia. You helped lock me away. You tried to stop my work. My heart cannot be contained. Tread carefully.
All to chaos. YOLO. Oh. It gave me a level.
Oh. Is it like a straight level?
Yeah.
Oh. Did it give you still level 9?
No, I was at 7.
That's not very good, man.
Level 8. I think it was a straight level. No. Oh no, it gave me like 40 XP. I don't know. I don't know what I was at before.
The fuck? Sorry.
He hacks.
He hacked. He hacked is not very good.
Really?
Not really. It got nerfed.
Oh right, it's not even in my thingy.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
They start with freaking Yordle to play this? The helly? I guess I just need to play Yordle every time.
I am everywhere. I am everyone.
my god, I'm overwhelmed.
Noxians treat killing as a sport. It is an art.
Well, doesn't matter. Dead.
He died?
Rise unlocked.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Fire. I'm ready floating upon you. Unlocking simulator. Oops. Why would I update Spotify as it's playing? Am I stupid? It's okay, I can listen to the song again. Bruno Mars concert.
Oh, are you going?
No.
Holy shit, you got both. What?
So, what are your thoughts today?
Oh, the lead?
Yeah.
Not bad.
He's okay. How are the people you met? Yeah. What do you guys talk about? Oh. Why? What did you guys talk about?
Just talking about like volleyball and like how everyone knows each other and stuff.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, Annie's a sweetie pie. Like too nice kind of sweetie pie. Yeah. Yeah. That is Annie. Yeah, Annie's Paul's girlfriend. And Paul's chill. Paul's nice as well. The setter girl, Tracy, she's really nice as well. Her boyfriend is Andy, the one that was crashing out a little bit. I don't know if you noticed. Right. Right. What does Yordle do again? Oops. My 13th game of Yordle.
13th out of 13 games.
Yeah, I don't know. He was crashing out a little bit, and at first I thought it was me. I was like, "Fuck, he thinks I'm shit." Wait, hold on. Hold on. What's happening right now? Oh my god.
Vandal Bounty.
Um, yeah, apparently he just like didn't sleep very well, and like wasn't really having a great day already. So, and then also apparently it also happened last season where allegedly, like they kind of crash out sometimes if they're not doing very well, which I get, like the silent treatment kind of type. And I'm like, okay, to each their own. But like, yeah, I don't know. Crash out angle, which I didn't expect. I only saw him play once, so I didn't know that happens. But that's okay. Yeah, and then who else was there? Yeah, our Tracy was really nice. And the Johnson's just there. You met Felix. Thoughts? Yeah, thoughts? Fact check, indeed. Mouth very big. Agreeers? Yeah, I really want. I don't know, because he was like fine. He just yaps a lot. Like he's just very high energy, very high energy. After getting injured. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So I really want to know what Angela thinks. I'm very curious to know. Yeah, because she doesn't like him. Yeah, because of what happened with Gigi. So I would like to know, please. One knowers, please. Can I get one tea, please?
I thought it was just that, like, they were thinking for a while and then...
Yeah, something happened. But what happened?
Oh, that's what you want to know.
That's what I need to know. No! There's more. Tell me now. Tell me now. One knowers, please. I demand a knowers now.
Wait, so you met Gigi before? No, you met Gigi after your yap session with Angela at the restaurant, right?
Yeah. So I didn't yap with her about.
Yeah, so you didn't know about.
Yeah. Nope. 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 GG's. GG's for Felix. It's over for him. Going to Angela. Okay, well, actually, so Jason played with them, right? And then I was like, they were mentioning him during lunch, and then I was like, oh, Jason. And then they were like, oh, you know Jason? And I was like, oh, shit. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I know Angela. And they're like, oh, okay. And I was like, oops. But yeah, apparently, during their Urban Rec League that Jason was playing on, because someone was like, oh, like, talking to, like, Paul was saying to Felix, I don't know, I guess guys usually talk about this stuff, but, like, he was like, oh, yeah, like, I think, like, that girl was, like, had a thing for you, or something. And I was like, okay, weird, whatever. And then they started talking about other people that were having things. And then they were like, oh yeah, like I'm pretty sure like Jason and this other girl named Rachel or something. Like something was happening or something. And I was like, ooh. And I was like, ooh. I think so. I assume this was in their last, like most recent season. So like September, December, I believe. So I don't know.
That's not very Christian.
I know, and I was like, oop, and I was just listening the entire time. So, I don't know. I don't know. Cause yeah, initially I thought it was like they were saying that they had to get a new team or like we're like looking for new people or something because something happened when people didn't want to play. And then apparently one of the reasons was because like people like some type of relation was happening between a guy and a girl. And then I thought that was Felix and Gigi, but I'm pretty sure the last time Gigi played was like 2 seasons ago, like before the summer. So then I'm pretty sure because she was like in the recent videos she wasn't there. So I'm actually pretty sure that it might be Jason and that girl. That's all I know. That's all I know. That is all I know. Where's my fucking Teemo? I need tilt rollers. Give me my Teemo, please. Any Teemos? Teemos in the chat. One Teemo, please. Anyways, that's all I learned today.
But other than that, how did you enjoy playing today?
It was okay. I don't think I did amazing, but I don't think it was my fault, ultimately. I think I thought it was my fault for a bit, and I was like, fuck, I'm so bad. And then I was like, never mind. I don't know. I don't think so. It was just annoying. I don't know. Yeah, that's all it was. Ooh, Earth's Gambit again? No, I don't have a special this time. No Gamba. Nope. Nope. Hey, Tom's, holy fuck. I will decide if we make it in a fire. I will decide.
Witness the strength of Noxus.
The dragon nears.
Is Striker's Flail any good?
It's good if you have like a DP
Oh.
Like if you have IE.
Is Nashor's any good, or is it the same thing? Oh, even if they don't crit? Okay. Oh my god, what's happening right now?
Come for the scroll.
Oh. That's $30 a session. What the hell? I don't know. $30 a session is just too much. For a possibility that I'm gonna hate my life. Huh?
It's too hard to win now. When are you playing ranked?
I don't know. After I hit this Rise comp, which I cannot hit. Like, I actually don't know what's happening this set, so.
Rise is hard to like, I can't wrap my head around it,
When I hit Rise, I will deserve to play ranked.
I don't even know how to, I just hit Rise.
What'd you say?
I just hit Rise. Oh. We're back. Crab rage.
I just need one comp that will. Yeah. And I'll never play, or. Yeah. A Vagar. I was even trying to play Yordles. And now I have Yordles.
Okay. Ziggs? Ziggs is like the best unit right now. Who the fuck is Kelvin Lamb? Ain't ours? Yeah, who the fuck is Kelvin Lamb? Kelvin. Oh! Oh! Okay, we're back? Oh shit. Nobody say anything. No. Huh? Oh shit. Oh my god. We are fucking back, chat. Chat, are we back? Yeah, fuck Singed. Oh shit! Wait, Rise 2? Oh shit! Wait, it's time to go 9. It's time to go 10. 10. 4 random item components. He takes the traits of all the traits that you have, and you can use all of them. That's fucking crazy. How the fuck did you unlock that? That's pretty good. Pivoted from Yordle 8. Oh my god. Smurfing. GG! From 7th to 1st. What? Let's go! We're back! We're back! We're back! Dude, this guy's just too good at this game. I don't know what to say. Can't teach this. Lore Finder. You're shaking now? Uh-huh. Oh. Nah. Drink as much caffeine as you want. Right. Dunno. Timo. Dunno. Bedtime? Uninstall? You can't uninstall TFT. We're here forever. Bang bang! Oh. Seven bilge water. Who's that? Oscar. Dox him. Doxed. You go here because trying to follow you? Besties! Besties! Besties. Oh, that's not very good. Calope. I know, is it? The algorithm working its charm. That's what you want. That's what you want to happen. Yeah. Right. Asolar. It's been a while since I've seen an Asolar. Nope, that's why I haven't seen one in a while. This guy's diving deep. Oh yeah? Dude, they're really going deep in the lore of it. I mean, that's what happened when I sent you the Chikawa memes. I sent 2 of them, and my whole feed became just Chikawa memes. Alright, okay. Oh my god, it's loud as fuck too. Who's that girl on the top right? Yeah, the little girl. Gary. Pengu. Shopping. Shoot him. Huh? He's shopping. Shoot him. He's shopping. Stop him. Why? That's true. Yeah, they should not be taxing you that badly. alive by then. I mean, they're listening to you. Oh, why? Oh. And what are your thoughts on that? Maybe. Fuck it. This guy's just adding more and more unreasonable requirements. Surely. Those are her cats? The ones in her story? Oh. GG's. I'm dead.